Oh no, you're going to lose some friends. I'm like, this really bothers you?
Yeah, right.
The Kick Addiction Network
Welcome, Facebook folks.
Welcome, Facebook. We're talking about Facebook baby mama drama.
Yeah, right.
Specialists can help you get
I have a friend of mine. We've been friends for 28 years.
And if you're struggling
and
with
he posted
addiction
something
and have private
on
insurance,
his page,
your help may be fully
and then
covered.
somebody kind of attacked him about it.
And
then I came and actually created a pretty lengthy response in favor of my friend.
The following program does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station.
Story in a little bit.
It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry and Jason Bible. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guys that will put your fears behind you are on the air now. They're taking calls at 713-555-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Here's Tom and Jason.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. This is always one of my favorite shows of the month.
It is. It's a lot of fun having both of us in here. Plus, usually when one of us is talking, the other one's working. So it's kind of like doing a half show.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
No, we're really listening. No, we are.
No,
and, and for those of y'all that are on Facebook, we're actually closing a deal right now. I got the HUD right here in my hot little hands, and I got the closing docs. You know, it's funny. We did our Right Path weekend retreat. We start on Friday.
Yeah.
And inevitably what happens to closings that are on Thursday?
Yeah, they get pushed to Friday.
Pushed to Friday.
Yeah.
So
normally till 4 o'clock on Friday.
Exactly.
It's so, like, oh my God.
So what happened at our weekend retreat? I happened to be standing on stage.
Yeah.
And then it was Maribel runs in and goes, "You've got 4 houses to close." I'm like, "Well, we got to do it right now. I mean, I can't stop talking." So I was like, "Give me a second, everybody." I was doing the the proclamation. Give me a second. And of course, it was so funny at the happy hour we host that evening. A whole bunch of folks were like, "Was that staged?" I'm like, "No, that's totally how this ends up happening." If you're really doing real estate, I'll tell you, Friday ends up being really busy, in particular for the retail deals. You know, when you're selling houses to homeowners that are going to live in them, you know, typically they want to close on a Friday so they can move in Saturday or Sunday. And I'd love to say, let's close on Thursday, but what ends up happening? You know, the closing gets pushed. The banks, don't have the appraisal in.
Right.
The underwriters haven't passed on, haven't done all the stuff they're supposed to do. Anyway, so ultimately, Friday is the day everything ends up closing. So it's kind of fun to have one close on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Of course, it is to another investor.
It's also the last day of the month.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Today's the 30th.
Today is the 30th, so I guess that makes sense. That falls into
we're 26 days from Christmas.
Yeah. Ooh, uh-oh.
No, that sounds bad, doesn't it?
My wife got me this Advent calendar of German beer.
Oh, sweet.
And it's in a big box. You can get them at Costco. They might already have sold all of them out. We had a whole bunch of buddies.
It actually includes beer?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
this
nice.
huge box. It weighs like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And it's one German-made beer every day till Christmas.
Oh, sweet.
So it's got these little, you punch a little hole in, you pull the beverage out. So I guess tomorrow I'll get to
So you
start
keep
doing
that in the fridge?
It's too big. Even in the beer fridge, it's too big. So I can't
So
put it
you
in
get
the
to
fridge.
drink warm beer every day.
Well, I'm going to do it in the morning because I don't have it for breakfast. Okay. I'm going to pull one out and put it in the fridge.
You're not that kind of, so you don't really love drinking beer.
Yeah. If you really liked it, you'd have it for breakfast. So, but in any case, well, you were telling me a story before the break. We were talking about, or before
the start of the show.
Before the start of the show.
Right.
Hey, what are we going to talk about today? And you were sharing a story about a house we bought. Did we close it?
We have it under contract, and
okay.
we could close it. I mean, we've got it under contract for. Oh, I don't want to tell because we're about ready to sell it, but it's not a lot.
Yeah.
So we found this property that's behind in property taxes. It's dead person in title. And so we tracked down, hey, where did it go from this person, following down the chain of title, found the person that's the heir to this piece of property, and they live out of town. Actually inherited 4 pieces of property. They go, yeah, I remember those properties when I was a kid, but I didn't grow up in the area or anything like that. And so turns out, her grandfather, that's right, no, her great grandfather passed away, left a will, left it to her grandmother. Grandmother passed away, only had one son, but didn't have a will, left it to this girl's dad. Her dad passed away, didn't have a will. She's the only child of her dad. So she's obviously the rightful owner of this property now. So very clear, easy for a title company, all that. So we contract, clear up the title, get the whole thing going. Well, we go to look at the house, and turns out there's someone living there.
Uh-oh.
So Heather goes out to see the house. She's going to take pictures. We're about ready to start selling.
Wait a second, Tom. You mean there's somebody living in a house
that they don't own?
Yeah,
of course.
I mean, I'm sure this is like a 1 in a million chance this happens. It happens all the time.
It does. It happens. But here's the question: is it a relative that thinks that they have like a rightful heir to the property? Is it a tenant? Somebody else is renting the property out because they see this, because that happens from time to time. People see a house in the neighborhood that's not been occupied for a while. Give you an example. There's a guy in my neighborhood that passed away about a week ago in a car crash in Bernie. Yeah, died of a car crash in Bernie, and really is not close to. He's got one daughter, but hadn't seen her in like 10 years or something like that. And so it's like, well, and nobody thinks he had a will. So somebody, I mean, if somebody wasn't paying attention, I mean, somebody else in the neighborhood could just step in and say, well, I'm going to rent this out for as long as I can, and start collecting rent. Yep. Well, I mean, it's not exactly legal and all that. But anyhow, so turns out that, so I go knock on the door on a Sunday afternoon about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, figure that was a good time to catch somebody. Dog's barking inside. Nobody answers. I look up in our, private investigators database system, able to find a phone number on them. Call her up. She's at work. Hey, I know your name. You live at this address. I mean, just want to find out what's the status. I mean, are you an heir to the owner? Or are you a tenant? She goes, no, I'm a renter. I'm a tenant. I'm paying rent on a monthly basis. Well, who do you pay rent to? She goes, well, who are you?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm some
Who's
stranger.
This weirdo guy calling me?
And I say, hey, look, I'm Tom Perry. I'm with sellisyourhouse.com. And we're a real estate investing company. We buy properties that, are behind on taxes or also inherited, things like that. That's this property, and we're about ready to buy it and want to know, so who are you renting from? And they go, oh, it's Mr. Livingston. I'm like, who's Mr. Livingston? I mean, we didn't ever find him in the chain of title. He's not an heir. Oh, well, I've been renting from him for 3 years.
Wow.
Can I talk to Mr. Livingston, please? So sure enough, next day.
And let me guess, this guy hasn't been paying taxes. There's no insurance on the property.
He probably doesn't have insurance. He has paid taxes on it. He's behind on taxes now. But, this person that's in title on the property originally, according to the county, I mean, he passed away like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So he's paid probably 5 or 6 years worth of taxes, but not 10 years worth of taxes.
Yeah.
And he's apparently put a roof on the house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's like 82 years old, and apparently lives in the neighborhood, and has just been kind of taking over the property. So I said, "Hey, Mr. Livingston, I mean, you don't own it." He goes, "Oh, the heck I don't." I'm like, "Well, how are you laying claim to this property?" He goes, well, you see, I married, my wife, and she's the her sister-in-law was she was the executor of the estate of the woman that passed away. That was her aunt. And I go, oh, okay. So there was a will that this lady had? Well, yeah. And I go, well, it's not been probated.
You know what? These are the kind of stories I love hearing. I call them the Spaceballs stories.
Yeah, right.
Like, if y'all haven't watched Spaceballs in a couple of years, who are you related to? Is my brother, sister, cousins twice removed.
Yeah, right.
Like, okay, I don't think you own this, dude.
Right. And so really what it was is that this lady that passed away, they're claiming that she had a will, but she's been gone like 6 or 7 years, and the will's never been probated.
Yep.
And so they're claiming that she had a will that left the property to her sister, not to her son. Well, absent the will, it goes to her son, not to her sister. And so he's claiming that the sister was his wife's mom, essentially. And that, so therefore but it's like, hey, dude, you don't have a will and it wasn't probated, so sorry. But he goes, well, we'll just see about that. And I'm like, okay, because we're ready to close at a title company. I mean, title's signed off on this whole deal, right?
Mm-hmm. That,
we're buying it from the rightful owner. And then he's like, well, then the owner can just pay me back for all the taxes I paid in. And what he doesn't realize is he may have a legal claim, if he went to district court and sued for all the expenses put into the property, but he also owes all the revenue that he's collected. So surely he's collected more. If he's collected $6,000 in revenue over the last year and paid out $2,000 in expenses, he owes the owner $4,000, not that he's going to get the $2,000. So he wants to get the $2,000. but doesn't want to give up the 6.
You know what's really weird is that we'd end up being the owner, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's weird.
Not during the time period that he would be claiming that, though.
Right.
That would actually go to the people we're buying it from. Unless we bought by contract that we were buying the property with all previous, right? But we didn't put that into the agreement. So anyhow, so we're about ready to start marketing this property.
So here's I think the important part of the story when as you go into what we're going to market and how we're going to deal with the tenant issues and all that. If you're not working with somebody who does a lot of deals, you don't see this kind of stuff.
No, you don't.
You know, the guy or gal that's teaching real estate that buys 5 or 10 or 20 houses a year will run into this once in their career.
Yeah.
This is something we run into every month.
This is not a subject to deal. Yeah. This is not buying it, off of MLS. This is not. And if you're doing all those strategies, those can be good strategies, but it won't help you out when you run into a situation like this.
2 minutes.
All right, thanks. So yeah.
So all right, so we've got a squatter.
Yeah, well, we have a tenant.
I'm sorry, tenant.
Well,
we got a tenant now.
And what's interesting is they're a tenant and they're paying rent and they have a lease with someone that's not the owner of the property.
Yeah. So how does that legally?
Well,
when's the lease end?
It would be an at-will tenant, really, because we would be live. If we were buying from Mr. Livingston and he were the rightful owner, then we would be obligated to honor the lease.
Right.
But we're not required to honor an invalid lease. So when we close on the property, we could start the eviction process. We can't just throw her out because she has been living there.
Right,
She's established resident, so 21 days she could be out. Now, what we've told her is like, hey, look, we have 2 ways that we can do this. We can close on the property. I mean, I can pay the seller of the property. We can own the property today, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the cash. That's not the issue. And I can have you out in 21 days.
1 minute.
But it's like, I don't want to kick you out of your house. It's Christmas time. I don't want to be that Grinch.
Yeah.
But if you know,
plus
if you're
it's not her fault, right?
But if you want to play hardball with me, I can very easily do that. I don't like playing hardball. I like being the nice guy. But if you give me access to the house, let me show it, I don't even have to close on it. And chances are, some person that wants to be a landlord in that area is going to buy the property, right? So chances are, since you're a tenant already there, you've been paying rent for 3 years, why wouldn't they want to let you stay, right? I mean, if you're happy with the condition of the property, they don't have to put any money into it, so they can pay us, $40,000, $45,000, $50,000 for the house, something like that, then you can sign a new lease with them. Or worst case scenario, they may want to move at the house. We may close on the house in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, and then you have another 21 days. And I can't imagine they're going to kick you out before. I mean, it'd be impossible to kick you out before Christmas. So you essentially, I mean, I'm not charging her rent because we don't own the property yet, right? So I'm like, so then she asked me, well, should I be paying rent to the guy that I've got the lease with?
I don't know.
And I said, look, I'm not your attorney. Can't give you advice. I mean, I can't tell you what to do or what not to do, but essentially you'd be paying rent to a guy that doesn't own the house.
You know what's crazy is he could actually take her to eviction court because I know those judges never check to see who the actual owner is.
But what I told her, and let's go to the break and this is a little teaser. I'll tell you what I told her on the other side because he could actually file an eviction because he does have a lease. He could post 3-day notice, all of that, and her rent's due on the 7th. So you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Our telephone number is 713-785-1817. Give us a call.
Mic's off.
Thank you. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Tang. Hey, Travis. Hey, Ginger. Good morning.
Loans, FHA,
hey, Valley.
Good
morning, Andy. You still there?
Can seem scary unless you have the right mortgage company to guide you through the process.
I don't know if you can really
Since
even.
2003, Noble Mortgage has been helping investors just like you. Whether
so for those of y'all, of course, that are on Facebook,
like our bandit sign,
you like that bandit sign? There's about 100 of those, and they're not bandit signs; they're billboards that are going to go up.
Oh, we can call them bandits. We can say people say, "Do bandit signs work?" Yes, they do. We've got 100 of them. They're 10 foot tall. They're 22 foot wide. So yeah, bandit signs work.
We just made a commitment for a big old billboard package.
Are you expecting to close accurately on time?
So what is that like? $500 a board, $100 boards. So it's like $50,000 for 3 months.
Jennifer Hernandez,
$50,000 a month for 3 months.
So
it's like
Legacy Mutual Mortgage.
Yeah.
Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process.
I like how it
My
turned
team
out. I
believes
like the
in
black in the
people
middle.
and
I think it
culture
looks good.
before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate.
That came together really fast,
process,
actually.
and recognition for going
notice
the
all the
extra
stuff that
mile
we do
for
that turns
you.
out really well.
This
is
way,
like,
we have the energy to make this your best home purchase
Can you guys see that better?
Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez.
I think there's a way to actually put this in the stream,
Legacy Mutual
but I don't
Mortgage.
want to screw it up, and I honestly don't know what I'm doing half the time.
Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult
do it
with you soon.
F12.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Doesn't
F10 make it full screen?
F10 or F12?
Lender. NMLS 514497.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property?
That's close enough.
Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992
If only Andy were watching it, could tell us how to do this.
or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey
I
remodeling.
almost moved my flight up for Vegas to Thursday night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was looking at it. It's like
we manage every aspect of a rehab
like,
to move it.
Yeah, well, not to move it, but
process.
That's the cost of that one-way ticket, so I don't know what the difference is. I may tinker with it. There's a whole bunch of people that just flew in yesterday.
Use a detailed scope of work so that
cow.
everything.
Wait, flying in early to Vegas?
Why would
you do
that? So it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
So I've been trying to figure out how not to post in the main group.
Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
Nikki, are you hearing that?
Again, that's 832-742-9992.
Is that on our feed that's happening? Because it sounded like it got glitchy.
The Realty Investment Club of Houston has taught more real estate investors than any other program
on that ad,
in the state. Come check us out at
richradio.org. Like it was going digital on that ad.
Real estate. Then Rich
I don't hear it right now.
The quickest way to learn how to make money.
You guys don't hear it now either, right?
We're not just another guru.
Okay, let me know if you guys hear it again.
Okay,
and just out of curiosity, when you're telling us, like 2 minutes or 1 minute or something like that, we're hearing something's going on in the background that's making noise.
That's
and we're hearing that.
That's my phone.
Oh, it is okay. That's all right.
Hey, this is Mark Conley
from
the Big Money Big Daddy Show.
Oh, you are.
Are you watching all the old Trump videos?
We here at Wealth Design Group are inviting you to attend our awesome engaging coaching event where we will be asking you the question,
I gotta go close this house.
Your money manager a sociopath?
We're coming back
in
a minute.
It's going to be at 6:30 in the evenings at Papado's on October 20th.
Or you can give it to Veronica to take
to RSVP. Text the keyword DADDY to 72727. Securities Products Advisory Services offered through Park Avenue Securities, a member of FINRA SIPC.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. Our company specializes in low-cost SR22 auto insurance.
I've been thinking, like, what do we want in the studio in the new building?
Yeah.
Do we want, like, a Keurig in there? Because I could see making tea and coffee, like, right there in the studio, then not have to. And we're not going to have these. We're going to have, like, real microphones, sound deadening on.
Call 800-749-2984. 800-749-2984.
All right, fellas, stand by.
800-749-2984.
This is Business 1110.
All right, hot mics in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. We're talking about, what's actually going on in our business. One of the things, yes, we do teach real estate education, but we're also actively involved in buying houses. I mean, I think we've got, six for the month so far? In the month of November, something like that?
I think we bought 6 and was yesterday number 7? I can't keep it all straight. We'll know today. We'll talk about it today during our sales meeting. And it's fascinating when somebody like us says, "Hey, let's say a bad month for us, we buy 5 houses." Well, our sales cycle right now is about 4 months. So in other words, we're buying a house, we're fixing it up, and we're putting it back on the market either to rent or to flip. And that takes, in some cases, 4 or 5 months. So when you buy, let's say even a bad month for us, we buy 5 houses. That means I have 20. Remember, 5 houses over 4 months. I've got 20 houses that are in some sort of process, whether that's in the purchase process, the rehab process, the rental process, or the leasing process, or the sales process to flip the house. So, we've always got 30 or 40. Typically, between the two companies, it's like 60 or 70 houses in some form of the process between Sell Us Your House and Houston House Buyers. It's a lot of houses. I
was only counting Houston House Buyers houses. I wouldn't count Sell because
I wouldn't count Sell Us Your House either. I mean, if you were to look at how many houses we bought since we started, we're over 300 if you include both companies.
Yeah, right.
But in Houston House Buyers, we'll hit number 300. I think in February.
Yeah,
we're at 270, 280, something like that, and some change right now. But yeah, I mean, we're buying a lot of houses, and I think when you go to real estate education classes or networking, I like to do this at networking events. How many houses did you buy last month? How many did you buy the month before?
Well, the problem is a lot of times what happens is, they're giving the PowerPoint slide presentations, and it's stuff that happened in 2012 or 2013, and it's like, what's amazing is, what we're doing today in 2016 is a little bit different than what we did in 2015.
Oh, yeah.
And 2015 was different than 2014, and it's like, because the market's changing. I mean, it's every 3 to 6 months, it's changing some.
I got an email from some clown during the whole Black Friday stuff. I was up with a family in Frisco, and I get this email, hey, buy my course on how to buy unlimited number of deals by making offers on foreclosures. I'm like, dude, the foreclosure market dried up 6 years ago.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're still coming back because
I don't think
the mortgage companies they've gone a different route. They're selling the non-performing notes off in bundles to hedge funds and things like that. So.
Actually, no, it might be about time for us to get Scott Carson back on the radio, talk about what he sees going on in the market. Yeah. I've seen him give a little market update, but what's going on coming out of Q1, because he'll see it before we will.
Everybody thinks there's this shadow inventory.
There's
and all
no
that.
shadow inventory. Really, there's nothing. Right. It's kind of like there's a couple of blogs I read out there, and the thing they're always focused on was what they call the black swan event, right? Like 2008 was a black swan.
Right.
Nobody predicted it with a handful of people, and that's who. So I'm wondering now.
They did pretty well.
They did okay. They did okay. I'm wondering now if our black swan event isn't a crash in the market, but an enormous boom.
Yeah.
Nobody expected the Trump boom in the equity markets.
Right.
The bonds are getting eviscerated, which they probably should have about 5 years ago.
Right.
But nobody anticipated that. So maybe the black swan event is we're heading into a Reagan Clinton-esque just absolute rampant growth. Maybe that's the black swan. That's one of the things I've been reading about. So
3 things real quick. One is Jacob Booz asked a question on Facebook, said, hey guys, when's your next 3-day weekend event? It's going to be in January. So we'll have more announcements in the month of December.
It's January. You can go ahead and pencil in the dates. January 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
And it's possible it's subject to change because we haven't actually inked the deal on the location yet, because we may actually be in new space by then. In which case we wouldn't be, so it's a possibility. So we don't know if we have to move it up or back a little bit, but right now pencil in January 20th. Second thing is, you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Our phone number is 713-785-1817. So if you want to call in and ask questions about how do you find deals, how do you fund deals, do you have a particular problem that you're facing right now? Is there something that if you were to ask it today, this is oftentimes how we start our class.
Yeah.
Hey, over the weekend, if you could get one question answered that would allow you to get off the snide, so to speak, to get your first deal done, to pull the trigger on that first deal, or to take it to the next level. If you're doing a deal every 6 months now, or a deal maybe once a quarter, a deal a month, something like that, what does it take to get to the 2 deals a month or 3 deals a month, something like that? If you are stuck where you feel like there's one piece of information that if you knew that one piece of information, you could get started, give us a call, 713-785-1817. And then we kind of left a little teaser and didn't come right back to that. So the teaser beforehand is...
This is I've been listening to a lot of Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah.
Whether you like him or not, he is the #1 radio guy, right?
Yeah.
And he does this all the time where we start with one topic and then maybe we'll get back to it in hour 3 and you're stuck listening to the whole show.
I remember I used to listen to him like every single day. He used to talk about his formerly nicotine stained fingers. Yeah. All that kind of stuff. These fingers have never been nicotine stained. I can promise you that. Yeah, because I heard at an early age that no, I won't say because you're drinking. It's always bad. I heard at an early age that it stunts your growth, and I didn't want any part of that. So I just decided I didn't want to do that.
This is all you got right here.
Exactly.
So all right. So let's go back to the story. We're about to buy a house. From the actual owner.
Yep.
There is a person who thinks they're the owner who has rented the house out.
They have a lease, and they're paying rent on a monthly basis for the last 3 years to this guy that's not actually the owner. I mean, he thinks he is because he married into somebody that's kind of a niece of the lady that died without a will, or at least a will that was probated. So it might as well be without a will. So anyhow... So she asked me, should I pay rent to this guy? And I'm like, well, look, I'm not your attorney. I'm not gonna tell you if if you should do that or not, because I don't want to get sued on that. Right?
Yeah,
because you've got this contract that says you're renting from this guy, but technically it's an invalid contract because the property's not in his name.
Right.
And so can you sign a lease on a piece of property that you don't own? I mean, technically, yes. Can you print out a piece of paper that says, I agree to lease you this property for X number of dollars? Yes. So is it a valid contract? Well, I mean.
So the question is, who's the authority, right? So
So we were talking about, can he evict her?
Yeah.
And the question is that he could post a 3-day notice. Nothing can stop him from that. The reality is I can sue a guy that lives down the hall, right, in our office building. I can sue him for $1 million because I don't like the way he looks. Now, I can file the lawsuit. I can hire an attorney, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't mean I'm going to win, right? Doesn't mean I have a valid complaint. I mean, I really don't like the way I'm just playing. Eric, I'm just playing. Sorry. But Eric's a good friend. So, but nothing stops one person from suing another person. So really all that would have to happen, in my opinion, on this, and I'm not an attorney, not trying to pretend that I am one or anything like that, but I do know.
We don't provide legal or financial advice on this show.
Yeah.
We're just two clowns on the radio.
Yeah, exactly. So what my opinion is that he could file a 3-day notice on her door, and then he could file an eviction in the JP court for the area where she lives. And then, but really all she'd have to do is show up at the JP court and say, well, Judge, here's the reality is, yes, I did sign the lease, but I don't feel like I should continue. Now that I've gotten new information that he's not the rightful owner of the property, he can't show that he's entitled on the property. Go to the Harris County Appraisal District, pull up the address. His name's not there.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a deed. He's never been named as the grantee, so he's not the legal owner. And I've been in contact verbally with the person that is the legal owner that's in the process of buying the property. Actually, the person that's soon to be the legal owner. And I don't believe that I owe money to this guy, that this is a valid lease. And the judge would be like, well, oh my God, now I've really got a case on my hands, right?
Yeah.
So he's actually going to probably have to make a decision. It's not really a cut and dry, hey, is this a lease? This guy's the owner. Have you paid the rent? It's not, I mean, you're batting 1,000.
And I think, I'm batting 1,000 on evictions.
Right.
We've never lost one. But I think the other side of this equation is if we had gotten in the middle between the landlord, I use that term loosely, and the tenant, could that be tortious interference?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's one of the reasons why we just step back and say, hey, I don't know what you're supposed to do. All I know is I'm buying the house. And now after I buy the house, that's a whole different scenario. But the reality is I'm not getting in between the contract between the tenant and the landlord.
I don't want to do that, right.
So this is probably not what most people talk about when they talk about real estate on the radio.
Well, the reality is that, I realize that like anything that you invest in, I think that real estate is more of a direct investment than like if you're buying Exxon stock or you're buying Phillips stock. We met the guys from Phillips the other day and stuff like that. And it seemed like really nice guys, but I don't know really how well they run their business, right?
Yeah.
And looks like they spent a lot of money.
Yeah, holy cow.
1 minute.
Yeah. So, but, when you're investing in a piece of real estate, it's more of a direct, you see what you're buying. It's not a depreciating asset like buying a high-end luxury car, things like that. But there's actually knowledge that you're going to need to have, like any business. I mean, if you're going to start a hair salon, you could probably just open it up and not really have a lot of business knowledge, things like that. But if you really want to take it to the next level, the more business experience you have, the better it's going to do.
I think one of the biggest mistakes investors make is they invest in the stock market and they're using their ignorance. They think that, all of this stuff goes up.
Yeah, right.
And what they don't understand is they don't understand the management of this company.
They don't.
They don't understand what's going on in those markets. So why are you investing in that stuff?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you,
because everybody else is.
Well, and
it's a crowd mentality.
I did not. My ignorance was laid bare when I went to grad school and specialized in finance.
Yeah.
And that's when because my background's in the sciences, so I took enough calculus classes to understand what the underlying math is.
Right.
And then when I saw things like modern portfolio theory, when I saw how they constructed some of these portfolios, and they absolutely butchered some of the underlying assumptions in basic mathematics, I'm like, this is just an attempt to make some numbers so you can somehow make it, but you're just destroying the underlying assumptions, and those equations don't work for what you guys are trying to do with it.
Right.
We had some fascinating discussions in some of our finance classes, because most of these people are business folks; they're not science people.
Right.
So when you get a statistician, mathematician, those sorts of people,
where the numbers really matter,
talking to finance people, the finance guys just kind of collapse because they don't have that understanding.
Right.
So,
hey, you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. We're going to a break. 713-785-1817. Join the conversation.
Mic's off.
All right. Yeah, sounds good.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast
by the
Track
way,
Remodeling at
Elijah's having surgery tomorrow.
742-9992. Or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip, rehab, or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly educational classes, networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
Join a group of hardworking investors willing to share their knowledge and experience with others. We're not just another guru-driven club. We're a community of Houston's most successful real estate investors. Discover more at richradio.org. The Realty Investment Club of Houston, the Rich Club, has taught more real estate investors than any other program in the state. Join the Rich Club and become part of the most informed community in Houston. Quickly discover your investment options. Receive the information you need to get started. Learn what it takes to avoid the pitfalls of real estate investment. You have questions? We have answers. If you're considering investments in Houston's real estate, then richradio.org is the quickest way to join the community and learn how to make money in today's market. Learn more about the education and community at richradio.org. Join our community to learn what it takes to make money in Houston.
You tell me off the air about the
That's RICH radio.
What took place on Thanksgiving?
I'll tell you. We get we're not on Facebook.
Card debt? Are you barely getting by, making minimum?
Yeah,
payments?
this one we have to. Okay, so we're contracting today, Wednesday, and we're going to close it by Friday.
Credit card companies would rather you didn't
hear that, everybody?
That there are ways
Buy today.
You can become debt
contract
free,
today, close Friday.
You don't have to pay the
we got one under contract yesterday. Now, you know what? This is unusual because I think one of the big misnomers for most people that are not actively involved with us or other people that are similar to us in terms of a high volume, they think that most of the properties that they're buying, that we buy, are distressed sellers. In other words, they're about ready to lose their house. They're ready to go into foreclosure. They're in a pre-foreclosure state or something like that, and they've got it. That we're in those situations, but most of the buyers that we're buying from are not that situation.
10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds.
Call National Debt Relief at 800-518-4020. 800-518-4020. 800-518-4020.
All right, stand by, guys.
This is business.
Hot mics in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, apparently, I'm going to bring us back from the break. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817, because Jason has left the studio for just a brief moment. He'll be back in just a second. 713-785-1817. So we're talking about it a little bit off the air. We were closing a property to sell today. We're selling a house today. And then we contracted one yesterday And what I was talking about off air is that most of the houses that we buy, people are selling because they're they're not wanting to call a real estate agent, not because they want to save the 6%. They don't want strangers coming through the house. They don't, or the house is, it needs more work than what they either have the financial means or the stomach to take on a project that size. I mean, we bought a house not too long ago that, we're in the middle of a $90,000 rehab. That's how much work it needs in order to get it to full retail value. And so, the question is, could they have put the $90,000 into the property and sold it for more money than they sold it to us for? Yeah, they could have, provided a couple of things. One is that they had the $90,000, right?
Yep.
And number two, that they had the know-how of how to spend the $90,000 in order to get the maximum value when you're trying to sell the house. Do you replace windows for $8,000, for example? Or do you, which there's a lot of things. Do you replace the driveway that's it has some cracks in it?
That's right, yeah.
And spend another $8,000. I mean, and then we got the roof done for $7,000, for example, which we paid more than just the roof cost because there were some rafters that needed to be fixed and things like that. And so, if they would have gotten it done for $10,000 or $12,000 instead of $7,000, there's another $3,000 to $5,000 out the door, and all that's profit that falls straight out to the bottom line, right? Or straight out of your pocket if you're doing it wrong. So do they have the know-how? And then the next thing is we're budgeting about 3 months to do a $90,000 rehab. I mean, can they actually, a lot of people, if you don't have experience, a $90,000 rehab can take 5 or 6 months.
Yeah.
And, our cost to hold is about $4,000 a month. And so on this particular property. And so if we're holding for 3 months, that's $12,000 a holding cost. If they're holding for 5 or 6 months, that's $20,000 to $24,000 a holding cost. So there's more money. So it's like if they do everything right, then they end up with more money after the fact. But it's very possible. But here's the kicker: they can end up with money today, or within a few days, or they can end up with money 6 or 8 months from now,
assuming all those things go right.
There's a lot of moving parts. Assuming the market doesn't
doesn't tank.
Right.
You know how to manage a rehab.
Right.
You market it right. Although I've got to tell you, we're doing some videos right now, before and after, for this property and another one. I actually shared some of that stuff on Facebook yesterday. But I'll tell you what, this is going to be one of those houses I really don't want to sell. I want to live in. I mean, it's going to be so sweet.
Well, you should see the whole new master suite area has been reframed.
Yeah,
so you can see cool. the whole. It is so sick.
Yeah, it's going to be really a really neat house, and I love that. And we've done this floor plan before, so
never like this before. The master suite is going to be so much.
Yeah, I mean a different configuration, but we've done this house before, and so it's really fun for us to go back into the same style of house, the same floor plan of house, and go, okay, if we were to do this all over again, let's do it this way.
Yeah,
and I think this house will sell. If it sells if it takes longer than a week to sell, I'll be amazed.
Yeah. I mean, well, one of the things, for example, that's different about this house is like the last house, we kept the cabinets. You remember that in the kitchen?
Yeah.
This one we're not. We're replacing all the cabinets, which is again rare for us.
Yeah.
But the reason why is that the cabinets are not as in good a shape as they were when we did the Carriage Hill house, and so the problem is that. They've been painted with a brush, and by the time we spend so much labor, the previous ones, all we had to do is go in and just paint them white, and they were fine.
I think did we replace the doors, or we just paint them?
No, we just painted them.
Okay.
Yeah, and so this one, but it's going to allow us to change the configuration. And there's another thing. You'd have to see it, but bottom line is we're going to end up with new cabinets. So is there a particular cabinet pattern that you like?
Yeah, the one that sells the fastest.
So anyhow. Yeah, and then like the fireplace, for example, we're gonna all the bricks coming down on the fireplace. We're gonna tile around the fireplace. It's gonna look first class. But anyhow, so we I guess really the thing I was trying to get back to is that we are a rare event where we contracted a property yesterday. We're signing the buy-side contract today, and we're just opening up title today, and we're closing on it Friday to buy. And it's one of the few situations. I mean, I bet this is probably the first one in the last 50 houses where someone's been really financially motivated because it's set to go to the foreclosure auction on Tuesday of next week. So
yeah, the last one we have done of this was back when we were using our first title company 2.5, almost 3 years ago.
So we haven't had a pre-foreclosure down to the last minute, down to the wire.
That was the last one.
And I think that's one of the things that if people aren't involved in real estate education or some kind of mentoring group or something like that, or a mastermind group or something where people are doing this on an active basis, I think that's one of the big. Where do I feel like that there's the perception versus the reality? The people what's the perception of people that are house flippers, versus what's the reality? I mean, because, you have all the TV shows and stuff like that, the flip this house and all that kind of stuff. And let's face it, that is not reality. I know they call it reality TV, but that's probably the furthest from reality. There's a whole lot of drama that we don't get involved in that's I mean, do we get in drama every now and then? Yeah, mainly in the sell us your house stuff, just because there's.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because there's all kinds of family drama, but it's not drama it's not with the contractor. It's not oh my God, I can't believe that there's termites in it. Yeah, you got to believe hey, guess what? There's termites sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there's foundation problems, but because we're not buying at the foreclosure auction, we know what we're buying. I mean, we've never bought a property. So I think some of the misnomers. Well, you got to buy properties at foreclosure auction in order to get a good deal. You got to find people that are pre-foreclosure in order to get a good deal. You've got to find somebody that's really financially desperate that. That they've got nowhere else to turn. You're their last hope. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope, right? I mean, it's like. But no, that's not it at all. Most of the people there, it's not that kind of situation. They realize their house is not retail ready. They don't want to put in the money or the effort or the energy to get it retail ready. They want to sell it as is. They're ready to move on to the next chapter of their life, whether they're downsizing, they're moving to another house, or they're moving out of state or out of town. Whatever that is. I mean, I remember the house that we bought from the guy that lived in North Carolina. We contracted it one day, and we closed on it 10 months later because remember, it was a 10-month. Yeah, and the reason was, I mean, he had lived there, and he moved on to North Carolina, let his son and daughter-in-law live there, and they went through law school, and then they were buying their first house, and, two brand-new attorneys straight out of college and probably making six figures each, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to live in a 3-bedroom, 1-car garage, 2-bath, 1-car garage house in A-Leaf when you're making, 100 each. You want to live in a brand new custom home or at least a track. So they had to pick a builder, they had to build the house, all that kind of stuff. So anyhow, well, Ginger, we've got actually the first chapter, I guess, if you will, of 2 houses in the can already.
Yep. I've shared one of them. If you guys go to the Right Path Real Estate Facebook group, there's actually a private group we created. You could take a look.
So how does somebody join the private group?
They asked to join the group, and then I
you get to approve them or not.
Mm-hmm.
So okay.
Actually, I got to add you that since you're now on Facebook.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually So do I have to request to be part of the private group?
You do, and I might not approve it. Depends on the mood I'm in. I might not approve you to be in a group.
Yeah.
But I think we got 300, 400 folks in there. And
I'm not one of them.
Yeah, you're not one of them, yeah. And there's a lot of back and forth people, and there's a lot of people from outside of Houston in that group.
Yeah.
So that's the Right Path Real Estate private Facebook group. You can look at it in there. And then, of course, there's our Right Path page. But we won't produce the full video until the house is done and sold.
Yeah.
So we've just for our private group, I put one in this group I'm going to speak at this weekend. I put one in their group yesterday, and I'll put this one in our Right Path group today.
2 minutes.
We'll share the whole video once it's bought and sold and rehabbed.
Yeah, you're speaking at a national event this weekend.
This weekend.
In Las Vegas.
In Vegas, yep. Yeah. So flying in Friday night, be back Sunday.
Can we say?
Yeah.
So you're going to the Fortune Builders Ignite event, which is their big national conference. It's their biggest one of the year, right? And they invited you to come in and speak. So you're on
second year in a row, so that'll be a lot of fun. Yep, sitting on a panel actually with Sam Craven. I haven't seen Sam in 8 months.
It's been a while.
So I'll see him at Vegas. Yeah, won't see him here in Houston, but I'll see him in Vegas.
Yeah, crazy.
But it'll be a lot of fun. There'll be 4,000 folks there, and actually I just put a post in that subgroup that's probably got now between comments and likes about 1,000. It's kind of the 10 or 12 lessons we learned buying 100 houses this year. So that's I think that's going to be our new normal for us. Is we'll buy, we'll end up with another 15 or 20 houses between now and the end of the year, and our new normal is going to be between 100 and 150 houses. I mean, we're kind of at that spot right now. You guys can see that we're spending some more money on. For those of you who are listening on the radio and not watching us on Facebook, we just put up on our Facebook live feed, you can see it right behind Tom what our billboards are going to look like.
Our new bandit signs.
Yeah, we're calling them bandit signs.
They'll be 10 foot tall, 22 foot wide. There are bandit signs. And
we're going to have
we don't have to hide from the bandit sign police.
That's right. So we're going to put up 100 billboards starting next week. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Y'all are going to see us all over the place in Houston. Like they don't see us enough already.
Right.
It's like, oh man, you guys are everywhere. So
well, you know what I love is that we kind of stole the phrase from Texas Direct Auto because they have sell us your car. Mm-hmm. But what I think is fascinating is they don't own sellusyourcar.com.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were fortunate enough to it's part, it's where opportunity and desire meets at the intersection of hard work and sweat, right? So I won't say that we were lucky because we went after it, right?
We
own sellusyourhouse.com and HoustonHouseBuyers.com, and so if anybody were actually think that they wanted to sell their house to the Sell Us Your House folks, they could do that. So, Hey, you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. So a couple of people on Facebook are asking questions and saying that they want to hear us speak. And so if you'll listen through the end of the break, we're going to be talking about where Jason and I are going to be today. If you want to meet with us, come to the happy hour that we're going to be at today.
Oh, no, that's not a public event.
Oh, it's not a...
that's just us.
Oh, sorry. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Well, we got an event next week. Yeah. So when we get back from the break, we'll talk about that.
Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Oops.
Mic's off.
Yeah, that's like I think it's like a thank you.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion
that was not a public event.
Accounts in the U.S.?
My mistake.
Imagine if you could
but
someone's
next
IRA
week we're doing that event with Noble Mortgage.
Yeah.
Well,
on
you can.
Tuesday,
Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
The Realty Investment Club of Houston has taught more real estate investors than any other program in the state. Come check us out.
I was chatting with Anne-Marie
if you're considering learning how to invest in real estate, then richradio.org is the best way to learn how to make money in the Houston market. We're not just another guru-driven club. We're a community of Houston's most successful real estate investors. Join our community to learn what it takes to make money in Houston. Visit richradio.org. That's R-I-C-H, radio.org.
Thursday
Are
the
you
8th?
looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip, rehab, or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
I like the new website. I like the
100%
the video he's got here.
Still available. You just have to know where to look.
Did you see the website of the folks that came in yesterday?
Noble Mortgage. Noble Mortgage is a full-service
mortgage
mortgage company that's been helping investors since 2003.
I liked how
Noble
it was
Mortgage
interactive.
offers up to 100% financing to investors
when Danny,
that covers
I'm really interested to see what
repairs
Danny's website.
and closing costs.
By the way, we're not using.
In addition to private money, Noble Mortgage offers conventional loans, FHA, and even no-income documentation loans for both residential and commercial properties.
Because of the conversions.
Call and ask about our 5-point guarantee, which includes free pre-qualifications within 2 business days.
We've been A/B testing something.
Call 713-680-8100
it's converting
or
higher.
Visit noblemoney.com.
And
that's noblemoney.com.
we're going to A/B test
our
this
team
one
has
with
over 50 years experience in the mortgage
with the page
industry.
that Danny's put
Call
together
us today,
for us.
713-680-8100.
And then we're going to write an article about it. It's going to be really cool.
Or visit
Sean
us
and I
on
were
the
talking
web,
about yesterday.
noblemoney.com, noblemoney.com.
NMLS 292143, 8203
Ginger. Sorry.
Houston, Texas, 77070. Are you nearing eligibility for Medicare benefits? Then you know now is an important time in your life. Medicare benefits can be a complicated puzzle. You don't want to overpay for your Medicare coverage or get the
Right
wrong
Path
plan.
Real Estate members only, guys. I can see a couple of y'all are already signing up for it.
With one free phone call, a licensed insurance agent will help you select a Medicare plan that's right for you and your budget. If you're becoming eligible for Medicare, call today and learn how to get the most out of your benefits.
800-779-0961. 800-779-0961.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is the DBA or assumed name of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., which is an authorized insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Not all agents are licensed to sell all products.
Members.
Service and product availability varies
all I
by
did
state.
Call 800-779-0961.
All right, 10 seconds, guys.
800-779-0961. 800-779-0961.
All right, stand by, fellas.
800-779-0961.
Hot mics in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. So where are we going to be next?
Okay, so sorry about that. Before the break, we have a private event we're going to tonight with Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and it's just going to be us and them. We're going to hang out and be a lot of fun. But the next event we're going to be at is the Noble Mortgage Real Estate Social Happy Hour at Local Poor. It's next week. That's going to be December 6th. That's a Tuesday from 5:30 to 8:30. Go to noblemoney.com and sign up there. You will need to sign up before you go because obviously we can't fit 1,000 people. I don't know. I haven't been to have you been here before? Been to what is it, Local Poor?
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay. So probably can't fit 1,000 people in there. So
definitely not.
In any case, sign up there. That's the next event we're going to be at. Tom and I will also be speaking at a number of events in January. I think I accepted a request yesterday to sit on a panel the first week in January. It's a market update and market predictions for 2017. Then I'm doing another one with Noble Mortgage, I think second or third week of January. So a whole bunch of stuff coming up here. I'll tell you, January is, it's crazy with all the new people in real estate. It's kind of like weight loss. Everybody wants to get skinny and rich come the first of the year. But about by February, reality starts to set in. It starts to look like a lot of work. And to a certain extent it is. But, if you plan and you've got your goals in place and the metrics you need to follow, it's pretty easy. If you want to learn how to buy
2 minutes.
1 or 2 houses or, a year or 200, 100 a year, that's something we can certainly show you the right path on how to do that. If you want to be a landlord, if you want to be a wholesaler, if you want to be a flipper, if you want to wholesale and flip so you can build a landlord, a portfolio that maintains your wealth, you can do that. So it's just pretty exciting. You're going to see a lot of changes on the Right Path Real Estate website and all our social media accounts. We've got a YouTube channel now. Search for Right Path Real Estate. It's got all of the videos that we're taking now. We're pulling down out of Facebook and we're putting them on YouTube, so you can watch those at any time. One of the things I've become famous for in the last year or so are my car videos. So I sit in the car and I just pontificate about whatever it is I'm thinking about that day in real estate, and I'll start uploading those to our YouTube channel. So
1 minute.
There's a whole lot of stuff out there that y'all can listen to and get a whole lot of advice from different
I haven't started doing that yet, and I need to.
Yeah.
What I find the only reason why I don't is I'm typically, as soon as I get in the car, I'm making phone calls. Mm-hmm. To either a contractor or a seller or I'm somebody, my mom.
Yeah, talking to mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the problem I had, that's why I had to get that second phone, because I would get so many phone calls,
right,
and it cuts out the video.
Oh, man.
So that's why I got 2 phones now. I'm like a corporate guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, after...
sure, that's the reason.
Yeah. It's not a burner phone.
Yeah.
Do you remember that house we looked at, and that woman had like 15 phones or something?
Yeah, oh my God.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you doing drugs?
She was doing something, right, yeah.
All right, well, this is Jason Bible and Tom Perry, Right Path Real Estate, and Tom will be on the radio with you guys tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening, folks.
All right, thanks a lot.
This is Roger Michalski from Eagle Financial Publications.
All right, fellas, have a good day.
Thanks, see you tomorrow.
All right, bye.
If so...